All right. So we are here.
We are here.
And we are black.
And we talk.
We are talking.
And we're in Sacramento.
And we're in Sacramento.
Yes, those are the three main things
I
you
know,
have to have.
check. We're black, check. Talking, check.
Check.
We're in Sacramento, check.
Check.
All right. We at the underground bookstore, check.
Check.
Yes. Oh, that little bell. I hadn't heard of a little bell over there.
Is there a bell playing?
I don't know. It sounded like a bell. So we have some nice events coming up here at Underground Books. So we're going to do a little housekeeping really quick before we get started. This is number 30. And right now we are live streaming here on Facebook. And hopefully the sound is coming in just fine.
Can you hear me?
I checked it, double checked it.
Check.
And hopefully all the sound is coming to you guys on the internet just fine.
Check, mic, check.
Yeah. So if you want to come here to Underground Books, we have some events happening. First of all, I want to talk about where we're located at. We are here at 2814 35th Street on Broadway. So come on down here. And,
Historic Oak Park.
Yeah, Historic Oak Park. Come down here and buy yourself a book. It's a 1 book minimum when you come in here.
That's right.
So you do not leave without buying a book if you want to get down with literacy like we like to do.
And books start at $1, don't they?
Well, yeah, we have books as low as $1.
So there's no excuse.
You can walk. There is no excuse. You can walk out of here for less than it takes to catch a bus. So you can
read a book while you're waiting.
Waiting on the bus. If you like, hey, I'm gonna buy me a book. I'm gonna give me some coffee next door. Then I'm gonna go over here and buy me a book, and I'm gonna read that book while I'm on the bus.
Waiting on the bus.
Yeah. So
ride the bus.
Yeah, make it a thing. It's gonna be hashtag make those pages clap. So and
oh God. Clap.
Yeah. Drop is like it's a word, right? Right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what else is happening?
Drop it like hot as a word.
Yes.
Okay, so how? Online. Yes, online Black Talk Sacramento Facebook page. We have a website. You go to blacktalksacramento.com. You can go there and listen to all the past episodes. We also on SoundCloud. We are on iTunes.
We are everywhere.
On Google. We everywhere. So you can listen to it wherever you want,
at your
how
own
you
convenience.
Want, in your underwear if you like.
Hey.
Yeah, you can be sitting back, chilling, and listen to my voice. My voice. We'll be talking to you while you in your
quietly
BVDs. So, also to Underground Books got a new website, so you can go there. It's a nice, fancy website. You can see all the events that's going down here at Underground Books. You can go to their website. I think it's underground-books.com or something like that. But you can just Google it, say Underground Books, and you can go right to their website. It's a brand new, fancy website.
Colorful?
It's very colorful. Things sliding across different places on the page.
All right, very modern.
Nice. Yeah, very modern. So we have events going down here in Sacramento at Underground Books. We have here on April 15th, on Saturday at 2 p.m., we have Twa'Lea, A. Jordan. This is a book by her. Or is the book called Twa'Lea?
No, it's I'm Fearfully and Wonderfully Made.
Oh.
Children's book.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fearfully and Wonderfully Made.
By Twa'Lea.
With the use of rhyming poetic text, this book celebrates the beauty and uniqueness of Black girls, and it offers empowerment and motivation to young Black girls. So come here on April 15th at 2 o'clock p.m.
Until 4 p.m.
And to 4 p.m. and bring your chillin' out, and you guys can have a happy good time. And speaking of chillins, you can come here and it's children's story time, winter spring series, April 29th at 12 noon, and you can bring your children here. It could be an all day thing. So April 29th, bring your children ages 3 to 10. Boy, that's a weird age, huh? Whew. How you get them to sit still at 3?
You say sit down.
Well, you have kids. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'd be like,
sit down somewhere and while I'm reading to you.
Because I was very energetic. I was running around hitting my head on everything. So I always had a bump in my head. I was like, bam. I had no navigational skills at all. I was running around, bam. Like, boy, sit down.
That's why they
I returned the
invented
corners
helmets.
too quick. Huh?
That's why they invented helmets.
Yeah, I know. I was a special needs child. Okay, so
Go with it.
yes. Slow down, boy. Slow your roll. All right.
They got Coffee and Conversations here on the 29th of April as well, 2 to 4.
All right, yeah.
Phyllis Clemens.
Yes. So we have a whole list. And also, too, we have an art talk here because we have the wonderful artwork here of Shonna McDaniels and Marichal Baily up on the walls. And they have an art talk here moderated by Milton 510 Bowings, and it's April 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. So you can bring your children in the morning on April 29th and then take them home and then come back for adult talk about arts and intellectual stuff. So you don't have to be running after your children. Yeah. Talk about art and all this kind of stuff. I don't know what the theme is about it, but if you've never seen Shonna's work, it's beautiful. I like that piece over there with the gold. I don't know what that is. Gold paint, foil?
It's foil. Gold foil or leaf. Gold leaf? Metallic leaf.
Oh, because, it'd be like, okay, I'm going to go and scrape it off.
See?
I know. Be like,
that's why they don't. That's why they have signs in the museum that don't touch.
Okay, be like, be on Craigslist. I got gold foil.
I got gold foil for
foil
sale.
Shavings. All right. Put it on your teeth. Yeah, go grill. Okay, so all right. So our first guest, I got 3 chairs up here today. Hopefully you guys can see that on Facebook. I have 3 chairs. I'm gonna go over there and fix
3
it
chairs.
once they sit down. So come on, ladies.
And so why do you have 3 chairs, sir?
I have 3 chairs because we have
Divas.
3 beautiful guests, wonderful guests, that is going to talk about what it's like, because I don't know what it's like to be a diva. They're going to tell us what it's like to be a diva. Yeah.
A diva.
Diva. You never thought?
You never thought about it? No. So then how'd you wake up one morning and become a diva?
I don't know. It just happened.
It just happened one day. So I guess, welcome.
Thank you, guys.
How y'all doing?
For having us. Good.
For those that can see, they're looking lovely, and they have their lips on too. See, so if they got their lips on, that make them extra special divas. Without the lips, hey, look.
All right.
It's a small D.
Yeah.
Just a small D.
So you guys can just swing this around when I'm talking. Okay. And because we only can afford 4 mics. All right. We only can afford 4 of them.
So who are you, beautiful ladies? Tell us who you are.
My name is Frankie Edwards-Lee, and I'm the co-founder of All About You Diva, the Diva Market. And my partner, Miss
Daphne Burgess.
All right.
Okay.
Other team player here, Miss Lolita.
My name's Lolita Johnson Hopkins, also known as Imani.
Imani.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome, ladies.
Welcome,
hey, listen.
welcome.
So they're here celebrating 1 year of having this organization rock the city. So tell us what you do at the Diva Market. What is the Diva Market?
Well, the Diva Market, it consists of Black women that are in business. We started a year ago, and we saw that there was a need for women that are in business. We didn't see it out here. I didn't see it out here, so we created the Diva Market. So it's been going on for 1 year now, and it's growing. And this Saturday will be our 1 year anniversary.
Okay. All right. So what are some of the things this Saturday? So you're going to have this event Saturday, 1 year anniversary event on April the 15th. I'm already in the summertime. April the 15th. I saw A. So I'm thinking August. Anyway, April 15th, you're going to have this event starting at 11 in the morning till 6 at night. That's a lot of hours. So tell us what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, you want to talk to them about it, Daphne, or you want me?
So we have vendors like we usually do, and Lolita could probably share some of those vendor names with you. We will have some entertainment. We have Straight Out Scribes coming to perform, Sonata and Stajabu, so shout out to them. Yes, we do. Yeah. And we are also featuring a young artist named Taylor Pinnell, so she will have some of her artwork available. And we have a DJ. We're going to have Sean Rayford come and serenade the ladies for a little bit. And
he's the saxophone player.
Yes, he
Sexual
is.
chocolate. Sexual chocolate.
You still have a Jerry curl.
Yes. And we have a featured speaker. We have Lady Charmaine from 97.5 coming to share some words with us. And we'll also have Jay King, who's been a big supporter of the market from the beginning, so he'll come and speak as well. And then I think Lolita will tell you about the vendors that we have.
So now, wait. I heard her mention Jay King. So is that saying that you don't just have to be a female to be a part of Divas? Can you be a male and work along with you Divas?
A male
Yes, you
diva?
can.
A Devo?
Yeah, we called that Devo last time, right?
Yeah.
A Devo.
We like to have men who have products that are attractive to women. Okay. Our focus is Black women in business, though.
Okay.
Okay, but we don't discriminate. Okay.
Sometimes I wear wingtips, so I don't know if that qualifies. I like to look at it, you know.
They have to be polished.
This Saturday we have, over 30 fabulous vendors, local vendors, and some from the outside of the Sacramento community. Of course, we have Jelena Johnson, who people know here for her beautiful handmade ethnic products. Tammy Vaughn with her famous banana pudding. Y'all may have heard of her on 97.5. And she's just lovely.
But did you bring some of that banana pudding with you?
I know. What's up with that?
We did not.
You got to come on Saturday.
Okay, Lawrence, listen.
She'll be there.
We're going to go show up on Saturday.
Jay King, he's going to come in with his chili beans. He does some cooking. We have, like I said, over 30 vendors. Frankie's going to be a vendor. Daphne's going to be a vendor as well with their products. I'll be a vendor with mine. And we're going to have a lot of fun. At over 30 vendors, something for every age group, something for children. And come on out, do some shopping, do some Easter shopping.
Yeah.
And Mother's Day shopping early.
Yeah. Mother's Day, too, at the Diva
It's that
market.
time of month at the Diva market.
Yeah.
And
you might as well buy it from a woman if you're going to buy something for your mama.
Well, she'll know what your mama needs.
I know. Like, this is
my mama
woman
need.
approved.
Yeah. No toasters for Mother's Day.
No toasters.
No, we have the real deal.
You
for
said no
Mother's Day.
toasters. Okay.
No toasters.
They don't like toasters. Women don't like toasters.
Don't give me no toasters.
How personal is that? Okay, really? But anyway, we have.
Mama, I bought you this treadmill.
That's not right.
That's not right.
I bought you this treadmill.
No, don't buy Mama nothing that has anything to do about improvement.
I could hear my mother saying, "And." But anyway,
What else is with that?
just we have. God, it's so many. I'll just read a couple here. We have Jimvita. She is a lady that does weight loss products, and Tish Allen, she has products for weight loss as well. Virginia Savoy, she's Miss V's Seasoning. She does salt-free seasoning, and that's awesome. It's awesome. We use it at our home, and instead of salt, you just use her seasoning. You get the same results.
Really? That's
exactly.
very good. You know, black folks, yeah. Black folks
you
like
need
that.
some.
We need to be real careful, real careful. Kimberly Taylor with Cat and Bear Naturals. Okay, we're going to have.
So where's your furthest vendor coming from? How far are they
our
coming?
furthest is coming from.
I think Fairfield.
Where? No, didn't she? Where does she live?
Who's that?
Elaine. Does she live in Oakland?
Oh, yeah, Elaine Smith. She's coming from, Oakland.
think-
She has some
So that says that the word is getting out pretty far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Oakland. And Elaine has been one of our regulars, too, in the past as well.
All right.
She's at the African market, but she has these beautiful copper jewelry, brass jewelry, really, really unique.
Okay.
And she has a story to tell about her pieces, how she got started.
So now you mentioned the other market in town. How do you differ? Talk about that for 1 second.
The African market is the founder is Ra West, and his thing is more of is an African market.
Okay.
And he kind of concentrates on the African. I don't know.
Okay.
They have vendors, African vendors, that have African products. A lot of people who have different products, like some of what we have too. But his focus is mainly on Pan-Africanism. Yeah, and he started his market. He shared his story with me, and he started the market by reading Marcus Garvey.
Okay.
And that was something that came to him to create a African market.
Marketplace. Okay.
So he was one of the first really here in Sacramento, and I kind of like saw what he was doing and was inspired by what he was doing. And we're in a location where it's lots of space, really, at 1001 Del Paso Boulevard. So, and we're on the north side. So Daphne and I, we had originally started the Diva Day back in 2012. And then we kind of took a break for about a year or two. And then we decided to start up a Diva Market after really watching Raw West. So we continued with the Diva Market. And so we started at 1001 Del Paso, but because of the climate in our building, we decided to talk with Sharon Wright, the lady, the owner of the Carol's Books, and asked if we can bring the Diva Market there to Carol's Books, and she said it was okay. So we've been there since November, and it's been really well. It's been good. Really good.
That's good.
Can I just add? I'd just like to add a major difference is the focus on women and women entrepreneurs.
That's what I wanted to
That's
say.
our difference.
Yeah, that's the major difference. And we're really developing a cohesive group of women supporting each other in their businesses. And it's beautiful. It's smaller, and it's tight. And the focus, I can see this getting bigger and bigger and bigger, all on a level of positiveness. I really, really do. I enjoy going and participating.
Okay, very cool.
Can I say one more thing too? And not
You can
only
say 3 more things. Go on and say about 5 more things.
not only are we having a Diva Market with women that are in business, but we focusing on women that are in business, not just by being a market, but by educating these women on how to run your business, how to market your business, how to look into your finances, how to tax write-offs, everything, because we're all women that are in business.
So you say you have a speaker. So what are they going to be speaking on? What is their topic?
One of our speakers, her name is Yolanda
More than one.
Argent. Actually, she's probably the one as far as the business, women that are in business. She's one who's a communicator, a communications speech coach, but she also is familiar with social media. So she's going to speak on how to take the social media and use it as a marketing tool. Okay. So she's one of our speakers that will be speaking to the women having to do with their business.
Okay.
So the Diva Market, to a certain extent, is somewhat of a support group for women. Mm-hmm. Everybody's supporting each other. Come on out. I can help you get to where you want to go. You can help me get to where I want to go. But at
support
the same
for
time,
women in business.
And women in business. That sounds good.
And one thing that's really amazing about the Diva Market too is that we love it when people come, but we also support each other. We circulate our dollars within the vendors that are at the market, because it's not just about making the money. It's about supporting each other, supporting each other's business. And we have a lot of great vendors, like Lolita said, who have been there from the very beginning. And we really, truly support each other when we're there.
So at this market, y'all sell food? You say you sell food?
Yeah, we'll have some
Banana
vendors that will be at our...
refreshment.
Banana pudding?
Yeah. Jay King will be there with his sister famous chili. There's a
banana pudding.
Creole cuisine vendor by the name, I think it's Heavenly Cuisine, if I'm not mistaken. But she has cuisine dishes. Someone's going to come with desserts. I can't recall who that is. We have such a large list here. And then we're going to have wine tasting with MJ McWaters.
Very cool.
Wine tasting, banana pudding.
Some pudding.
Yeah, now, we've had people come through our Diva Market, and unfortunately, one of our third Saturdays, banana it's called Famous Fatso Banana Pudding. She was not there.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on.
Many
I've had the
people.
Famous Fatso Banana Pudding.
So that's our banana pudding lady.
Trust me.
Bond.
She's famous.
Oh, she's famous.
Oh, yeah,
but
she's famous.
Seriously, the name is just a name, but the pudding is the pudding is the pudding.
Right.
It's in the pudding.
Oh, it's in the pudding.
It's in the pudding.
It takes Jay to talk about the pudding being like crack. So that's just how good
it will make you will chase her around town.
And people came. People was upset when they came to the Diva Market and did not see her there.
Girl, where you at?
Totally upset. You know, and people left. Some people turned around like, "What? The banana bun is not here? Oh, I'm out of here." So
she's serious.
See you next month. So
Yeah,
she's
right.
gonna be here this month.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So everybody that wanted to come out is going to be able to come out this time and get some pudding.
That's right.
And then also too, you have some other stuff, some savory food too happening.
Some good healthy foods.
So
The banana pudding healthy. It got bananas in it.
Vitamin D.
you got your trans fats.
We got something for everybody.
So yes.
So what are the things that you want to do with the Diva Market in the future coming up? You've done some great things in your first year. So what are you planning for this new year coming?
My vision is to hope that we have more workshops for women that are in business. Not just, like I said, the market, but how do we educate these women? So we're hoping to have workshops, business workshops.
Okay.
Was there anything else that we talked about, but we did not?
Just expanding the market. Hopefully, more vendors interested in participating. We've had some vendors who've been with us from the very beginning, and steadily, I feel like over the months, we've had at least one or two new vendors that have come and joined the group. So I would like to see that continue to grow as well and continue to get the word out. We love to see more people coming to the market, and the word has been building, and more people have been coming steadily. So to see growth and participation and attendance.
All right. Yeah, more women in one place. That's what I like.
And the men are invited.
Men are invited too. Men are invited too.
Men are invited, and actually we have quite a few male shoppers that come in and shop.
So what type of things do the vendors have for guys? So just to get the guys to come out.
Some lotion.
Because when I'll be honest with you, I'm speaking for the guys. When you hear the name Diva Market, you almost think they're not invited. So what would be for the guys to bring them there?
Well, incense products. I have colognes with my business, men's colognes. And one thing that I have found in my business is that most men don't like to shop.
Yeah.
And they know.
Glossy probably like to shop.
I shop all the time.
Yeah.
They know their women and they know what they like, but they don't know exactly where to go to get those things. And us as vendors, we deal with all kinds of people from all kinds of background, mostly women. So we are excellent professional shoppers for folks. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for my business, I would say, well, what is it that you're looking for? What does she like? And
So
here are some suggestions.
Shop for the woman in your life.
The woman in your life, or the women in your life. Just don't bring them all at the same time. I'm just saying.
Keep it separate.
And then we have knit products for men, and we have jewelry for men.
Yeah, we have jewelry.
And lots of decorative items for men, for people. For people, if you're really into art, there's a lot of art. Okay. It's a very diverse group of very quality vendors, really quality, at a very reasonable price vendors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not only that, but you get to support people that's local,
exactly,
and people that you know, and you don't have to go to Macy's. Don't go to Macy's.
Exactly.
Go to support each other.
Right.
I like the way they talked about that the circulation of the black dollar stays within the black community for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And in other communities it stays for like at least a day.
Yeah.
But we like 5. Soon as we get our paycheck, we're going to Walmart.
Right.
Yeah.
And we need to stop that.
Exactly.
And because the more we spend amongst ourselves, the more we come here and buy black books, the more we go to the Diva Market and buy soaps and incense and pudding, that we support each other,
Yes.
And then when I spend money with you, you might spend money with me.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you might buy some poetry from me.
Exactly.
So that's all. Or might go down to Goss's place and buy some art or some clothes.
You buy clothes now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, listen, I'm a Galatique now.
Yeah. He's a boutique. Yeah,
a galatique.
A galatique. He's always making up words.
You know, we make up
whole,
words.
Yeah, he has a whole lexicon to himself. So he said, "This is the what you say, the design district."
That's it.
That's right. That's what it is.
It's the design district.
Love it.
Uptown.
Love it.
Uptown.
So,
Where you going tonight? Uptown.
That's right.
Uptown.
And the Diva Market is uptown in the design district.
Yeah, over there to,
On the boulevard.
On the boulevard.
What's your gallery called?
Goss Art Gallery Studio.
Garth Art Gallery. So he's
One
right up the
block
street
south of
from
the
you
Diva
guys.
Market.
So you go to
Right.
the Diva Market and go up to and then go and look at some art while you eat your pudding. Yeah.
That's
right. Eat your pudding amongst the arts.
Well, I have to just say, since you're talking about uptown on the boulevard is starting to be a place to be. There's a lot of things starting to happen. It's looking very bright. A lot of there's a new restaurant there. There's going to be a coffee shop opening up soon. So there's a lot of stuff happening.
Fancy.
So come on up.
Fancy
Visit different areas of Sacramento. Sacramento's a big place, and if you can get around, get around.
Sacramento is the bomb. People don't know how good Sacramento is. I love Sacramento.
Shake it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I love Sacramento is the bomb. I'm sorry. All right. So, anything else that you guys do? You guys have a website or a Facebook page or anything like that? Oh, you're gonna
Go on with it. They're gonna sing a song.
Our website is allaboutyoudIva.com, and also our Facebook page is All About You Diva. So go out there.
All about you.
All about the
It's
Diva.
all
And our
about you.
acronym to Diva is determination, independence, vision, and ambition.
Go on with it.
So even your website have attitude.
That's right.
It's all about you.
Wait, 3 snaps up.
You're like,
Oh, they snapping now.
And I just want to say thank you guys for having us on your show. And I
yes,
just
absolutely.
want to say you guys are doing a great job with BTS.
Yeah, thank you.
And I love how you guys hung in there all this time.
And, thank Mother Rose for allowing us to
be here.
That's right.
We appreciate her.
Appreciate her very much to allow us to be here, to be amongst our peoples and have fun.
All right, thank you.
Oh, she wants to.
Just one very last thing, for real. Not like the preachers. For real.
It's okay. We're going to close the doors of the church.
Pass the plate.
The 1 year anniversary is just the beginning.
Okay.
Just the beginning. We will be in business beyond that. We do have vendors at this point, every third Saturday at Carol's Books. And I'm the vendor coordinator. I'm the person to contact for that.
Okay.
So if anyone is out there who's interested in learning more about being a vendor with the Diva Market, they can contact me at 916-420-9887.
Say it again.
916-420-9887.
Somebody didn't hear you. One more time.
916-420-9887, and that's Lolita, also known as Imani.
All right. So if you have all you people out there, if you're a black woman and you have a business and you want
got a
to
product?
set up something for third Saturdays, go and to the Diva Market called Lolita.
Lolita.
Lolita, I like it.
Snap.
Lolita. All right, you can call Lolita and
She'll
get it set up.
set up.
If you got some chicken out there you want to sell, or something. No chitlins, please. No chitlins. That's just nasty. Oh, don't look at me like that.
Wait, you better get some chitlins up in there. You better bring a chitlin.
She's from the South. She's like, what you talking about? No chitlins. So put your hands together for the Diva Market.
Diva Market is where it's at, y'all. 1 year anniversary. Thank you all for
1 year
coming.
anniversary. They 1 year old right now. Very
April
cool.
15th, 2017,
Yeah, we're
11 a.m.
We
to
almost
6
out of our
p.m.
diapers. Almost out of our diapers.
Carol's Bookstore this weekend, you all.
Yes.
The Diva Market.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Awesome.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, Lolita.
Lolita. Call Lolita, y'all. Well, hey, Lolita, scream that number one more time. Say it. 916-420-988 and a 7. call Lolita if y'all want to be in the house.
Our next guest is Paul Willis and Fran. So we're going to bring him up. Since it's Poetry Month, we're going to have Paul Willis give us some poetry for this month. And
what's up now? We're going to talk about that jacket in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I got some things to tell you.
So, yes, we're picking you up, so it's good.
Awesome. Good evening. My name is Paul Willis.
Yes.
With me is Tyson Brown.
How's everybody?
We're groovy.
Yeah, and I definitely want to bring him into this conversation. But in honor of National Poetry Month, and I'm part of the crew, ZFG, and it's National Guerrilla Poetry Month for us, wanted to just pop up and do a quick piece and talk a little bit about what we got going on for the rest of this month.
So wait. Go back for a minute.
Yeah.
For those that don't know and those that are not aware, what do you mean by Guerrilla Poetry Month?
So we started this worldwide campaign where we wanted poets to take their pieces out of the coffee shops or out of the open mic scene, the spaces where you traditionally would receive poetry, and we wanted to bring it straight to the people in places where they weren't expecting it and exposing them to this new art form that they may not have had a chance to experience before. So we've done spoken word on the bus, the light rail, the candy aisle of a supermarket. We've walked in a Tower Cafe at the height of dinner time and just started bussing with a whole bunch of poets.
And when you did that, what was the response?
In different spaces, different responses. I wrote a piece while I was on the back of the 51, and the piece that we did on the bus driver pulled over and wanted to hear and watch the performance. So he's like, he tapped me real quick. He's like, how long is it going to keep going? I was like, we got 1 more minute of this, and we're going to keep it moving. And he was like, okay. So he just pulled over, parked, and watched. But when we did it in the Safeway in the candy aisle, and Russell, he was doing a piece about just healthy eating. He got stopped by a security guard in Safeway who was like, you can't really do this. And Russell, talker, let him know it was for the Michelle Obama campaign and all this stuff. So the security guard was like, look, man, I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to take a lap around the store. And if you're done, great. But if you're not done, we're going to have problems. So he was able to kind of get his piece off. So
he said, Obama's my cousin.
That's how that works. Yeah. And it's gorillas GUERILLA and not gorilla, so there's no misconception.
Not
yeah, right. It's not that.
Not monkey gorilla.
Right.
Okay.
But gorilla as in we're rebelling against some of the systems and structures that, our society might have in place. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Great.
I got out the shower and they was there. They was like, poetry. All right. So how long you been doing poetry? And who do we have here? I'm unfamiliar with his face.
Yeah. My name is Tyson Brown. I am a friend of Paul. He kind of just snatched me up here. But that's fine.
we have a meeting actually next door about this joint venture thing that we're doing with So Far Sound. So we are working on that project together, and we're bringing that here to Sacramento. We actually just pulled off our first show in Davis, and our next show is coming up in downtown Sacramento at the end of the
28th.
Month. Yeah. So we'll talk more about that, but I don't want to steal the mic from you, man.
Okay, so my name is Tyson Brown. I moved here in Sacramento in July of last year.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you. I love the creative scene. I love the creative scene that was here in Sacramento. So I was like, I want to do something about that. So I started this brand called Freak, FREEC, stands for Freely Create. It's basically for artists to freely express yourself, go above and beyond what you think you can do. Mm-hmm. And for young artists and creatives to really accept who they are as their creative and unique self, and just go ahead and do their self. And that's how I started it, because at the beginning of my career as a photographer and filmmaker, I was kind of scared. What if somebody doesn't like it? I'm gonna feel bad. It was forget that, just do it, man. Mm-hmm. You feel more free when you freely express yourself and get out there. So I created it that way, with that mindset. And now I pretty much promote artists and art events around here in Sacramento. I do a few interviews. My first interview was with this guy named David Garibaldi. I'm not sure if you guys know him. He's a big... Yeah.
Barbara knows.
Yeah. He's like this big art
know him.
painter, performer. And he's
He's here in Sacramento.
whew, he's good. He's dope. So after that, I realized, all right, this is it. I'm gonna keep doing this. So I got to do another interview with these folks called For the Creatives, and then this dancer named Brandon, aka Nobody. And so I'm just really loving the art scene here. I actually just entered the competition called Calling All Dreamers to open up a studio space downtown for Freak, where you can come in, you see artists, merch, and the artwork posted up. We have like some dope music playing in the background. I don't like boring stuff, so it'll be Chance the Rapper's type stuff.
So where'd you move here from? You said you came from someplace else. Where'd you come from?
I moved here from Georgia.
Oh.
Yeah, but
really?
Yeah, I'm originally from Akron,
part of
Ohio.
Georgia?
Decatur,
Decatur, Georgia.
I don't know what that's at. But.
That's like East Atlanta.
That's east of Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So,
North of
so what's the difference in between Georgia and here? What?
The diversity, especially because
Okay.
Black people for the most part keep to themselves out there. I didn't really see like much mix of culture at all.
You was in Georgia, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, you go to those certain neighborhoods where like most of the white people stay at, and you get that weird feeling like everyone's watching you. It's just like, oh, okay, it's real out here. It's real.
Because everybody was watching you.
Yeah.
You feel your blackness. Yeah, you feel your blackness.
I mean, I wasn't scared. I was just like, what do y'all want from me? So, but I
Were you born in Georgia?
I wasn't. I was originally born in Akron, Ohio.
Okay, so that's the difference.
I moved to Georgia when I was 11. That was like 2008. I'm kind of young, so. But yeah, so moving out here was real cool.
So what brought you out here?
City year, in fact. So me and Paul, we're both in city year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm always with kids. I love my kids, man. Like, it's cool just to see the next generation coming up and you being a part of that and showing them like, hey, like, you don't have to stay where you are in this circumstance right now. Like, it's a whole world out there. Go get yours.
Okay.
So.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So do you have some poetry to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's just jump right into it. Revolution more Martin and Malcolm ain't televised. I wonder what's the outcome. We sit with privileges and power, black people in ivory towers properly positioned between police and protest. We protect the doctrine of discovery. Instead of trauma and recovery, my dreams are longer comforting. So I stay woke, praying seems too simple. The complexity of these issues are weighing on my mental. I write for therapy on instrumentals. Some people don't have that. They lab rats is buying into this dangerous duality. 1% fallacy, 99% of the others participating passively, and those who are active catch the backlash. We chain the whips of slavery, free at last. Can see it fast, they got the wool over your eyes. Religion and politics are not blessings in disguise.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
So how do you feel about that thing that happened just recently in Sacramento where the kid was trying to cross the street and the police officer said, start beating him down? Did you see that?
Yeah, in Del Paso, right?
I think so.
In the Heights?
I think so. I forgot where it's
or
at.
maybe it was somewhere in the north. I think I was like tagged on the video or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really upsetting when communities can't trust their law enforcement, but ultimately, we know and we understand that this country wasn't really built for us. It wasn't these systems and structures that were created and designed really didn't have us in mind. And there are powers and people who benefit economically off of the torture, enslavement, and entrapment of others. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's bred a pretty dangerous culture out here. And small examples, I know that's huge for the people involved, but you hear these different examples, whether it's somebody crossing the street or somebody standing outside of a convenience store or somebody just trying to pump their gas. You're a target, you're a suspect at all times. And when people have a quota to fill, so that the jail stay filled, it's then these systems kind of reinforce those bad habits. So I think there needs to be a change in culture. I think that there needs to be a change in like attitudes, but it starts with people kind of coming together and seeking to understand more than they seek to be heard. And I think that's a really difficult skill right now.
So how much does like current events influence your poetry?
Very, very much so. My art is a reflection of my work in the community. I've been with City Air at the end of this year, it'll be full 8 years. Oh, wow. Kind of starting my 9th year with the organization.
It's a career now. Huh?
Yeah, and I've been in youth development for over a decade. So for me, when I hear the stories of the students that I work with, when I reflect back on my own experience with race, with the law, politics, and just my trying to figure out my place in the world, all of those things factor into my music, my art form, my poetry, and all of that. So current events definitely shapes kind of where I'm at. And I try to be as mindful as I can be to not let current events kind of overwhelm me to the point where I feel like I can't, yeah, exactly. And like I can't freely create. And that's why I really appreciate Tyson and what he's doing as well, because, we need that spark. We need that energy to just remind us, that we can do whatever it is that we set our minds to, right. Despite the obstacles and challenges that we know are in the way. We can find workarounds by building together, by building our community, and all of that. So,
okay, yeah, very cool. So,
I like the last part you said.
Yeah,
that it's possible.
Yeah,
absolutely. You got to keep hope alive.
You can't look at it. You can't look at it as the end. You got to keep moving.
Yeah, right. You got to keep that hope alive, because when you lose hope, I love the way this one person says, like, it's all about options, right? Once you run out of options, then you begin to feel, in a lot of ways, I think that what's happening with the Black community is because we feel like we lost options, we're losing options and we feel cornered in a lot of ways. And it's nice to, have people out there that's trying to present options to us, like, oh, you do have a chance, you still have options, and because a lot of times I see them I ride the bus everywhere. Yeah. And I see it all the times. You see people just, they feel like they just lost options, like they just don't have any more options, and it's insane, especially with this whole legalization of weed thing, right? And it's like, it's like, Michelle Alexander put it very succinctly that white people are about to make a lot of money off of what Black people are still in jail for, and it's very interesting.
But you know what though, Black people have to learn how to make that same money.
Yeah, but the way the law is written is that if you ever been to jail, you can't participate in this new field.
Yeah.
So
I haven't been to jail.
So you have all these experts. You have all these experts in the weed field, and making marijuana and making money doing it, but they can't participate in the new economy of the marijuana economy because they have this from marijuana. They have this.
Yeah, and it's
very interesting. It's a dichotomy.
Yeah, and it's not just like the having a record piece either. I was reading a newspaper article where they talked about the licenses and permits that it takes to kind of start up a business in that particular industry, and like
it's expensive. You have to know the right answers to have. You need to know how to fill the papers out and all that kind of stuff.
And for the record, like. I don't smoke, like I don't drink, I'm total square. But so like in no way am I like profiting off of leaning one way or the other on this particular issue. But when it costs $25,000 to $30,000 to get started, sure. in that particular business,
it's a huge barrier.
It's a non-redeemable, right? Like you can't refund, any of it. You don't get that back. So I think about barriers like that and how it benefits people who are already privileged. And when you look at
can get a house loan, get a loan.
Yeah, exactly. when you look at how our society is set up, there's only certain kinds of people who I know that can afford I can just throw $30,000 on this business and not even blink an eye, right? And those people typically don't look like me.
Yeah. I was write a business plan and go to a bank and get a bank loan. Yeah.
Right, and it's not just like the marijuana industry. Like you look at straight up legal industries. You look at the tech industry. I was invited to go to San Jose for this like giant like women's conference for the tech industry. I was invited by like a board member. It was an amazing experience. And then I walk in the room, right? So like their campus is like 26 buildings in Silicon Valley, like massive. I walk in this room and I look around the room and I realize, oh, okay, I'm one of the few.
That many.
I'm one of the few males here.
Oh,
I am the only man of color in the room.
Yeah.
You know,
oh wow!
And I'm a guest in this space, and a lot of what they were talking about, just women in leadership and hiring practices and working on building this inclusive, diverse workforce. That was a global conference I attended, right? Like they had already been going for 13 hours before I got there at 7:30 in the morning, right? They had people in China and Australia and Africa and in the UK and just everywhere. And I just walk into this space and there's no one who looks like me. Like it blew my mind.
It must be global.
Yeah. And it's not to say that like the tech industry, you need to start from a place of privilege. But when you look at the education system and how we're failing our black and brown youth in math and science, they don't have a shot at those places unless they have gifted mentors and tutors and relationships that can help open the door into those spaces. So I think, the work needs to be done to continue to build our knowledge and build our community. Exactly.
Education.
Because
education. There's going to be no way we can ever have a fair chance until we educate ourselves.
Right. And the system's not going to do us any favors.
But there's something else that's different. We also have to see ourselves in the game. Stop excluding ourselves. Stop saying we can't.
Right.
Stop thinking that things are impossible. I mean, from my experience, I taught college for 10 years. I don't have a degree in anything. Yeah. Okay, but I've been a college professor.
That's cool. I've been in education for over a decade. I still don't have a degree.
Sure. So what that type of thing says that all things are possible. And you can't shut the door on yourself. You just can't do it. We as black folks are some of the most talented, creative people on this earth. So we should be the kings and queens of entrepreneurship. Okay, we're at a time where now everybody's struggling to have a chance. So your chance is just as great as anybody else's. You have to just step up to the plate. Find what you're good at. What are you good at? That's what you need to find. And then once you find out what you're good at, then you can work it. There's a beginning and an end to this life. What are you going to do in the middle? What are you going to do to get you from the beginning to the end? And we have to stop sitting around and being the target. Move. You got to move around. What is it I want to do? I want to be this. Well, go ahead and be that. So what? You didn't go to school. Pick up a book about what you want to do. Find the people that are doing what you want to do. Get with them. Okay, and that's what's happening. Who wants to play football? I'm going to be with the people that play football. Who wants to play basketball? I'm going to be with the people that play basketball. It's not a hard answer. It's not something that you have to work hard to figure out. Yeah. Get on the train that you want to get on. In New York City, there's trains that go to all different boroughs. Get on the wrong train, you'll end up in the wrong place. So once people decide and figure out where they want to go, that's the biggest problem. Most of us don't know where we want to go.
Yeah.
And that ends up with most of us ending up nowhere because we have no idea of what the destination is.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think that sometimes, like me being a big dreamer, and people looking at me like, how are you doing that? It's just like you literally just start somewhere.
You gotta
and
do
people are so scared, like, I don't know where to start. It's just like, just take one step forward, and then eventually you take another step forward, and eventually you take a lot more steps. It's just like you got to take one step.
In most cases, what could someone say to you? No.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next person.
Exactly.
And you go to the next person. Everybody's not going to clap for you. You got to realize that everybody's not in your audience that's for you. Somebody's going to throw a pie at your ass. Okay?
That's true.
But you need to know that shouldn't stop you from going where you want to go.
Yeah.
Okay? I've been on this earth 62 years. I don't know a time when I could not do what I want to do. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because I tell myself I can.
Exactly.
Okay? I go wherever I want to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the best pieces of advice that I ever got from a mentor, and my mentor's name is Jim Tabucchi. I was in this program, the Catalyst program. It's like leadership and professional development. It's ran through the Sacramento Asian Chamber of Commerce. And he was like the head of like HP, like over a decade ago when they were like blowing up. They like bought Nokia. Like that was him. That was his deal, and all that stuff. One of the like greatest pieces of advice he ever told me was, you belong in a room. And don't let somebody try to tell you that you don't. The fact that you're sitting here right now and you're striving to better yourself every day. You obviously have a certain like knowledge and skill set that you bring to every situation. But when you recognize the value in you,
that's right,
then you can bring that value to other people. But if you don't recognize that for yourself first, then you're going to struggle with finding a place to fit in, because nobody's going to tell you where to fit in. You have to tell them, this is how I can contribute in a positive way.
So
that was good.
I'm going to ask you a question. What kind of parents did you have?
That's really funny, man. So my mom, she didn't raise me. My grandmother did. My mom was drinking and on drugs. It was like, I was born in 87. Okay. Right. So I'm a little bit older than this guy to my left.
I think we all older than him.
What y'all trying to say?
That's all good. That's all good. But, my mom, she was drinking and she was on drugs, super heavy. Back in the 80s, there's no father's name on my birth certificate. And when I start to tell people my story, they kind of want to shove me away. They think it's this depressing thing. And I'm like, no, my grandmother, she loved me. She was a minister in the church, and she was a genius in my eyes. An immigrant from Kingston, Jamaica, where she was born. My mom, my older sister, were also born in Kingston. My grandmother studied nursing at Oxford in England, and then she moved to Boston. Okay. So then, you think about the three craziest accents in the world. She made sure I spoke the Queen's English growing up. But I think about my grandmother as, what she stressed to me growing up. She was a minister in the church, so belief and faith in yourself, but also in this higher power. There's a plan. That was core and very foundational for me. But also in the power of your education and then service to the community, and that's how I got into City Year. Your education was something that no one can ever take away from you. You can't unlearn something once you've learned it. But then what you do with that, you can go ahead and make a whole bunch of money. But if you do ever become rich, then give back, because there are people who weren't fortunate enough, to have the same advantages or privileges that you might have. So, my grandmother raised me until I was 12. And then she got sick, diagnosed with diabetes, and her health kind of started to deteriorate to the point where we couldn't care for her at home. We had aunties who moved in, you know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody's kind of got those aunties in the neighborhood who look out for you and your family when you're out. But they moved in and were taking care of my grandma, and her needs were beyond what they could help provide. So she moved into a nursing home and was there for a number of years, and she passed away in 2010. But at that point, I'm 12, 13. I'm going to this independent Jesuit school that one of my teachers said, "Oh, you would do well there. Go there." And it was an all boys middle school, and I was I don't want to wear a tie. Why do I go to school all boys? I don't understand this. But it was such a rigorous academic place for me, and it was a safe place. Do you see the
benefits of that today?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
So it was a boarding school? Or?
No, it was a day school in the middle of the city. They took kids from the hood who showed promise with test scores and stuff like that. And we were in school 7:30 in the morning. We had our morning assembly, and everyone kind of got together, made sure everybody was right for the day. And then we didn't get out of school until 9 p.m.
Damn.
Yeah. We had tutoring, and we had chess club and track and field and basketball and stuff like that from 3 to 5.
They were getting you ready.
Exactly. And then And
It's
what,
a lot, but
what they did with their
it's a lot.
Yeah, what they did with their graduates, they took them kind of out of that public school system, and then they worked with like sponsors or donors from the community outside of Boston and helped those kids get into like the private schools in that area. And if y'all don't know anything about like prep school in the Northeast, it's totally different beast.
Yeah.
Like they're spending 2 to 3 times more per student than the state of California. Like it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
My high school, I applied to like 7 different schools, didn't get into any. And when I look back on the names, like I know why. This like it was Phillips Andover, Exeter Academy, just like these like top prep schools in the country. For me, what was important to me was going to a boarding school. Because the courts said that I had to move in with my mom, but she was still like struggling with her addictions and stuff like that. And I was like, if I
go there.
right, because I was already like, I'm out the house by like 6, not back in the house until like 10:30, and like people are mad at me because I'm not taking out the trash or washing the dishes. I'm like, I'm not here to like do this, so I'm sorry, but I'm working on getting my education. And like at home, it didn't like sit well with folks. But I knew at like 13, 14 that if I make this decision to like live at school, then I can, it'll less of a burden on my family. I will be provided for and taken care of. I get to challenge myself and all of that. So I was making like real grown up decisions at that time. But it like, that also comes with this like struggle, this like dichotomy of like I go away to school and then it's winter break and I got to go home. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know if I'm coming back to school. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But you got one question now. How you like me now? How you like me now?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Great.
Yeah, I think about the summer of my freshman year, and not too many people know this story, but I'm the last kid on campus because nobody came to pick me up. And I was at school for a week, like, and everyone had already gone home, but it's because, like, there was no money to, like, put me on a bus or a train. Yeah. There was no one in my family had a car. Right. So we had to, like, reach out to a family friend who, like, wasn't available until a week later.
That's real.
And on that car ride home, he's telling me, yo, when you come back, you got to be the man in the house. Your brother, he's, like, not confrontational. And I'm like, you don't have to be confrontational. Like, my older brother is a year older than me at that point. Like, he's 15. What's he going to do? Like, my mom's a grown adult. Like, if she's making these poor choices, then, like, we got to do it for ourselves. And my brother got to go get a job.
So fast forward.
All of that.
What does the family think about you today?
Oh, man. So it was crazy because my mom and I, we, like, didn't have a relationship for a long time. And it wasn't until I left college and we started to kind of rebuild that relationship. Today, my family's like super proud. My mom, she's not doing that stuff that she was doing then, but now there's a whole other series of like health related issues that
earlier life.
Yeah, from that time before. I think about my older brothers and sisters now. My oldest sister started her family down in Florida. You know what I'm saying? She got 3 beautiful kids. I'm about to go to my nephew's graduation. He's going to be a college football player. Like, he got a whole bunch of scholarships. He's amazing. My other sister, Sharifa, she started her family in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And, she went to Hood College in Maryland. Got 4 points.
Hood?
Yeah, Hood College in Maryland. It's funny. I just put this in a song. She went to Hood College. Got straight A's at Hood College, got into the Kennedy business school at Harvard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and from there, was working for the government for a while, was doing a couple other jobs, and then she went to UPenn for law school. And, you know what I'm saying? So she's got 2 advanced degrees, you know what I'm saying? A master's degree in business.
So with you
saying
everything that you're saying, you saying everything that you're saying, then all things are possible.
All things are possible.
And that people should just put a little bit more work into what they plan on doing and things could actually happen.
Yeah.
Stop moving around. Everything you're looking for is right around you.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I think a lot, on top of what you're saying, I think a lot can be traced back to his grandmother. She gave him
his grandmother had the foot.
She gave him that spark, right?
She put the knuckle on.
And it's interesting because then you see even my older brother and my younger brother, right? So it's my two older sisters, my older brother, then me, then my little sister, my little brother. My little brother was actually raised by my mom. And I think about like where he's at in his life. It took him a while to kind of come around and get started because for a long time,
he had examples of you guys.
Yeah. But for a long time, he was in the streets.
Yeah.
You know, and
that was based on what he was seeing your mom doing.
Yeah, and it was really hard to try to tell him different. And he's one of the few folks who like in my family who know his, you know, he knows his father. But his father, like, in my opinion, I mean, my brothers and sisters might think differently. My opinion, his father is not the greatest example, you know, for him. So, but he really looks up to his parents because he has them. And I think he recognized, like, the fact that, like, we didn't have ours and the struggles that we had to go through. And there was a lot that was missing in terms of, like, inner family, like, relationships and just dynamics because there wasn't those figures present. So there was a lot we had to learn on our own. But he had people he could learn from. So I think he tried to learn from them, but they weren't the greatest example. So it ended up not being necessarily like the best kind of soil for him to grow his seed. You know what I'm saying?
I think with every success story, you can always trace it back to that one little thing.
person.
Yeah.
It was definitely my grandma.
Yeah, I had this lady that my mom and I stayed with when we was going through some things in Detroit, and she took us in, and she called me all the time, Little Professor. That's what she called me. And it just stuck with me, you know. She didn't necessarily have to do anything, but kept that positive reinforcement, Little Professor, saying, you know, basically, you know, that you're smart, you know, that you're smart, that you can
do something.
You could do something with your mind, you know. You don't have to be, you know, because I think black males have the hardest time because we are suspected to be physical and rough and tough and
we have to
be protectorate, and they was like they was chastising you because you wasn't taking out the trash. You know, you had all this stuff that they wanted, that their idea of what a man was and what a man was supposed to do put on you, but it was
grandma that saved the day.
Yeah, but it was the opposite. But it was the opposite of things that he needed to do, you know, instead of those ideas that we have in our minds of what we think a man should be. But it was the opposite, you know, staying in school, learning, do those things that wasn't traditional in the black community that really, you know, that saved you, you know.
Yeah, and I think about how my life would have been
it's
different.
Almost asymmetrical in a way.
Yeah, I think about how my life would have been different if I had two strong parental figures. I don't know if I would be where I am now because I think about all the learning lessons that I've been able to gain through my experience. But I look at some of my friends who grew up in a household like that. There are just certain supports that they're able to kind of begin their adult life with that I don't think is apparent to everyone. You know, no pun intended. When they're raising their children. But I think about some of my friends who have lived with their parents till 25, 26. They've been able to save $15,000 to $25,000 before they move out of their parents' house. Yeah. They are buying homes while living in their parents' home. Right. You know, like
that's a big leap forward. Yeah.
Those are huge privileges that I don't think people like understand what that world is like. And
I heard this one debater, he said it was the parental welfare. Like they pass on this surplus to their children, but just by giving them a roof over their head, just by, you know, a lot of times they think they're doing it for themselves, but they're not. You know, You're like, oh, I put myself up by my own, you know, but no, you got parents that you stay with. You got parents that if you could actually go like, give you a leg up. You're like, oh, I can't pay my cell phone bill. Can you give me some money? Like, I don't got nobody I can turn to like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people that they don't realize how powerful that, and not only that, it's the intergenerational. You got not only parents but grandparents that you can turn to. Then you got aunties and you got these big families and you know I don't have that. You know, so you're right. It's like people don't understand that the blessings that that those things
That come
have.
with
Yeah,
family,
that come with family, that come with that kind of thing. Yeah.
And I challenge people who struggle with understanding what it is to go see Fences. But,
I was just thinking about that. Fences is amazing, man.
Yeah. And just that, the dynamics between father and
The
son.
Denzel Washington movie, right?
Yeah.
See, that whole father in that days, that's my dad. I could see my father sitting there. You know, my father was a self-made man, a mechanic. So here comes this son that he has that's this artist, this dancer, this choreographer, all these different things. My father don't even understand me. He don't even begin to know how to understand me. So I grew up in a situation where I had to find other people who could help me be who I needed to be. You understand what I'm trying to say? I had love of my father and my mother in the same house, but I had a dad that didn't understand this creative son. You know, I mean, my twin brother was everything he needed. Another mechanic. You know, get under that car and get greasy with me. You know, my thing was where the water at so I could wash my hands.
Yeah.
So, you know, so, you know, the difference is, so growing up with a father like my father, you know, I used to say, Dad, how come you ain't never say you love me? Oh boy, go ahead somewhere. Get on out the way. You know, but the most amazing thing was one day I came up to my house and I had on this suit I had just made, this red suit. And I jumped out the car and I ran in the house and I could hear my father say, "You see that suit my boy got on? He made that suit." And that was one of my most proudest moments with my dad, was to hear him be able to say something that was positive about what I was doing. Now, I wasn't greasy. I wasn't doing the grease thing. But for my father to
finally
see,
accept you for who
before
you are.
he died, to see me as who I am, that was it.
Thing.
Yeah. So I try to see my kids. Okay, I see my kids. I tell my boys I love them. They tell me back they love me. And I think that helps a young black man in the world. Just knowing that somebody loves them. Okay? Or to hear it. Something as simple as, "I love you, son." I mean, if you know me on Facebook, I do these things called gossisms. I put a quote out on my page every day. I started putting these quotes on my page because my kids were in high school and middle school, and they started losing their friends. One killed himself. One died in a car accident. So I started writing and leaving notes on the door for them every morning. So that's how I started writing the gossisms. And my sons, you know, they're going to act like it ain't, but deep down inside, I know it's important because I watch my son now with his son. He says the same things I said to him. He does the same thing I did with him. So the value, even if it's not your own father, it's somebody like you said, that guy that was your mentor, he came along and he put his hands on you. And he talked to you, and he helped you get to where you had to go. So anytime as a black man, you're younger than him, he's younger than you. Anytime as a black man, you have a chance to speak into another black man, it's your job.
Yeah.
Somebody called me an OG, and I was upset until I recognized how they said it. The tone of voice, it was out of respect. It was like I was a soldier that had been through the war. And this young boy looked at me like, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. So we have to be living examples. We have to be examples. We have to show folks stuff.
Yeah, but, you know, as a black man, to make it past 30
I'm 62
OG.
and I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'm an OG.
I have made it, y'all. I don't even think y'all understand.
Yeah.
So like my birthday was like literally like less than 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I turned 30.
Oh.
And oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like I need to
You made
rethink the
it.
goals and plans for my
because you didn't
life.
think you were going to
You
make
got
that
past.
part,
You got past. You got past the part.
I was saying, like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah,
You know?
when I
'Cause
was-
I thought you did by then.
When I was growing up, you hear all the statistics about, you know, us not making it past 25.
Wait, my
all
twin
of
brother
my,
died at
life
40.
plans were like, I'm
you
gonna
had
do stuff before 25.
No, my twin brother passed at 40. So I think about how much life he has. I'm 62 now. So that's 22 years that he hasn't lived. And I think about my brother would be living today had he not had the feeling or the thought that he had to prove that he was a man. Instead of just being. Just be a man. Just be. Just exist. See, and that's a big crime that we live through every day because we're too busy trying to prove it instead of just be it.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of baggage with that, with manhood. So we're gonna end the segment with a poem, if you can.
Go ahead, hit us one more time.
And, do you do poetry? Or?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? You just shoot video.
Yeah.
Okay, so hit us with another poem.
So I'll leave you with a piece. It's off of my next album called The Guardian. I'm gonna release that May 27th.
Do you hear how it sounds?
Yeah,
I'm gonna release this off my next album.
yeah. It's amazing. It's 5 albums in 5 years since I've been in Sacramento. So I'll leave you with this piece. Self-determination was always a goal. All my life I've been fighting to exist. Gotta connect my body and my soul. But I know these days ahead I don't want to miss. My mind grows, my hair goes away. I find it harder to find my keys today. Can't kneel to pray or need to protest. Fighting to live with this cancer in my chest. I confess I haven't been the best, man. Love my wife and all of our children. But every time I reflect on the days I was blessed, I neglect how hurt I was feeling. I just want to clear my soul before I go. Tell my blood I always been down with you. But why we have to wait for me to be 86 for us to take a legit family picture? Coulda ate less or read more scripture. But I've lived the life I've been given. Kisses and hugs to all of those I will miss. When my soul is free, you can bury me in this. You can bury me in peace, 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 peace.
All right.
Peace. Paul.
All right. So sit there for a moment.
Yeah.
We are going to do a very fast covering of events that just went down in Sacramento. And we're going to just do like a brief, talk about each subject. So we're going to talk about the Pepsi commercial real quick.
Join the Pepsi generation.
The Pepsi commercial.
You heard about
Pepsi
this?
commercial, Kylie Jenner. You know.
I honestly haven't seen that.
Oh, you have to. That's the talk of the town. Well, that's a good.
Pull it before you can see it.
They're gonna pull
All
it.
right,
Go.
okay.
You got a YouTube.
Hey, so the premise, right?
Yeah. Revolution.
Yeah.
Protesting.
They're talking about how the revolution won't be televised or whatever. There's there's this protest going on. And to like stop everything to bring peace to everything, Kylie or Kendall or whichever
It's the
one
Kylie Jenner.
hands the police officer a Pepsi.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah, you see that?
I didn't
Okay,
know.
all
Sorry,
right.
I'm not really. I work hard. I'm sorry.
What do you think? You think it was good, bad, or what?
I actually kind of liked it because a friend, now that I think about it, one of my friends sent it to me. He's like, hey, what do you think about this? So I watched it. It was kind of cool because you got to see like all the different races and different backgrounds all together. But it was just like, why her? That was my big question. Like, why her? Because like she's not struggling with what we dealing with, so she doesn't know our pain. So I was really like confused about it. Overall, it was great, but that part like had me a little shook. I'm like, dang, like they still like, in a sense, like whitewashing another thing of history to us, and I was just kind of hurt by it. Like, why not Jordan Sparks? Bring her back. Somebody else. Something. So that,
Okay, very, very good.
Go ahead. Where you
I
go?
like it was seriously pimping, the entire issue, for a Pepsi commercial. So why not come out way prior to when Black Lives Matter and all of,
True.
The press and what have you is happening? Why not institute support then in a way through a commercial of unity or something, or saying that we're going to sponsor, a protest and what have you. But it was an example of capitalism and poverty pimpism.
Wow.
For me,
Taking something. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's in all kind of mixed emotions through me. So next up is Carson Whitehead wins Pulitzer Prize for Underground Railroad. He's an author. Carson Whitehead. I haven't read the book yet, but he won the Pulitzer Prize. You probably guys haven't. Black Family Day is happening here in 2017. Will take place at Sacramento State University on April the 29th. So that surprised me finding that one out. Okay. Also, to women of color, have it worse when it comes to price disparity. When it comes to, but Latino women have it worse than sisters. So so that's one of the things.
5 surprising facts on the wage gap for women of color. Mm-hmm. American Association of University of Women, according to the AAUW, the pay gap won't close until 2152.
That's 100 years from now.
Did y'all hear what I said? According to the AAUW, the pay gap won't close until 2152. The gender gap is worse for mothers and only grows with age. Thanks to the pay gap, women of color especially struggle to pay off student debt. Women in every state experience the pay gap, but in some states it's worse than others. More education helps increase women's earnings, but it still doesn't close the gender pay gap.
Very deep.
So how deep can you go? No matter how much money you get,
It's crazy.
you got to keep on going. That's why you have to create your own world.
Yeah.
Just keep on doing what you do. You can't worry about their world and try to do that. Get your money, do what you need to do for you and yours.
Yeah, it's
2052, it'll be.
It still won't be resolved. So that's why you got to go and do what you got to do.
we just plug into the matrix by then. We were like,
And
You know what I'm saying?
and to be honest,
you can be anybody you want there. You just plug in and be like, I'm just gonna be this avatar.
Yeah, and that's why we need to start building our own, owning our own, like Soul Collective. You know what I'm saying? 2 days ago, we closed the deal on the building.
Oh, you finally got it.
We got the building. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
And we got a space owned by artists of color in this community for artists of color, and that's an amazing thing. Right now, we're going through like the insurance process, but the paperwork on the ownership piece closed. So we need to own our own, build our own, and build that economy amongst ourselves.
Keep it moving.
Okay, next up is the San Bernardino school shooting.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
So
wait a
what-
minute.
so-
I was surprised when they said it was a brother that did it.
No, I was very surprised too.
I was like,
But what I was surprised
when I saw that.
What I was surprised more of was that they dated for 4 years.
Yeah. They had a lot of relationship. They had a whole relationship
And then
going.
he changed right after they got married.
They got married and he got different.
4 months, and then she was trying to move out, try to get as far away as she can from him. And he showed up to the school.
He went to school and asked, "Can I speak to my wife?"
Yeah,
And
I don't.
walked in and
And
killed.
didn't even say hi. Just start shooting.
Yeah, I don't know the full story there. Mm-hmm. It's really unfortunate when stuff like that happens, particularly at schools. Like we work on school campus every day, so
Sure.
that's super scary. But I also just went and saw Get Out, and
I haven't seen Get Out.
and look, this is not supposed to be funny, but it really opened my eyes to this conversation around culture. And what it means to like learn somebody else's culture.
And when somebody
what
tell
I'm
you to
saying?
get out, get out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like when how do you recognize like the signs? Like how do you know if you don't have these conversations early
Well,
in a
here's the deal.
relationship about just,
What's
like,
that
how you
saying? When
work
somebody
together?
tells you who they are, believe them. You better believe them.
But that was the
And it's
problem. They
scary.
dated for 4 years.
Well, but
and
see,
they
at
said
the
he was
same
the nicest
time,
person.
somebody wasn't paying attention to somebody.
Yeah, no,
because he
look.
had a moment where he slipped.
The whole family, the whole
That's
family
what I'm
loved
saying.
him. The whole family loved him.
Yeah,
They
but
thought he was the
something she
nicest-
saw something because she left,
I'm
and they
telling
were
you.
separated. She saw something.
I'm telling you that not in the story.
I'll be honest.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, he said for 4 months, they were 4 years.
4 years.
yeah, they were dating.
He was a wonderful person.
Yeah,
Sure.
but like
I know a lot about
But you
Yeah.
have to look. He said something in them 4 years. He gave her the. He gave her the look. In 4 years, he said to her,
Well, you can't
without saying it, "I will kill you."
You can't blame the guy.
gosh, no, look, I've
way to family and friends.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Well, she said,
Grown kids too.
yeah. So she was surprised. She was surprised. She said she was surprised that she was talking to her mother. Said she didn't know what was going on because he's like, "I'll throw you out this window."
Did he say that to her?
Yeah, he
should have believed her right there.
No,
when he said-
that was after he got married. Right after they got married, he nutted up. he just nutted up.
That's wild. I've been in a relationship for 3 years, and I can't even begin to like say that I know everything about my partner.
Hold on.
You know,
I've been married for 35 years, y'all.
All right.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. And I'm sure that I'm somebody different every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. It's human nature. You know, but my wife, I know you better than you know yourself.
Probably.
And I'm thinking, you might be right.
Probably.
It's a real thing. Like
It's true,
you
though,
can't.
'cause she's watching you.
Like
you know?
I mean, everything.
Yeah.
You just can't assume.
Hey,
Yeah, you just can't assume that you know
No, you sure
everything
can't.
there is to know about people because there are so many things. Like I think about my family; they live on the East Coast. My
You can't
partner
assume
hasn't
in
met
35
everyone in my
years.
family yet. So
I'm saying, you said in 4 years, you can't assume about a person in 35 years.
But don't you think that if you see, if there's a sign or an inkling of something that is, this is 5150, you're threatening my life, there's disrespect, there's
Sure.
no honor,
Oh, yeah.
or what have you, then something's wrong with this relationship.
And then
Well, as soon as she saw it, she tried to get away from it.
But what about, it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. I'm sure he said some things that made her wonder.
Maybe.
You know
we
what I'm
will
saying?
never know.
Come on, trust me now.
Okay.
You got to start paying attention
so
to how
next-
people say things.
So next
it's
issue.
still really unfortunate.
It
you
sure
know,
is. It really is.
situation.
Sad.
In right here in Sacramento, where the children and the mother and the niece were killed by the estranged husband.
Wait, was
Oh,
that?
that's too much.
Oh, really?
That was in my neighborhood.
That was in his neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a 2-minute walk to that house.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was real.
Yeah.
That was real scary because it's like I walked.
Robbed the house. You wrote that?
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
robbed the house after the
Oh, really?
Yeah, they was trying.
Now, that's
to
some
get in
low
there.
stuff.
But that relationship thing, this is happening more often than what it is. That it's starting to show up that where they're advertising or not advertising. I shouldn't say advertising, but it is like advertising. Where they're showing it more. So there's some type of dysfunctioning that is going on. All right, where you're not able to resolve, but you're not dealing with the issues. Maybe no one's getting help or what have you, because it's resorted to. I'm gonna kill. He killed his own kids.
Yeah.
But she said she left when she took him back.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she
Yeah.
left when she took him back.
He killed his children.
See, but there was something wrong a long time ago. That didn't happen just that week he went to that school.
Sometimes mercy will kill you, right?
Oh.
All right. So
It was a long time coming.
next up is Freglis Douglas got his own quarter now, so he's on the quarter.
What quarter?
This month.
The American quarter?
The American quarter.
Go.
Okay.
Yep.
So
You got one?
D.
Huh? What'd you say?
Freddie D.
Freddie D. He said, I got 50 Freddie D's on that. All right, so
That's great.
yeah, so that's pretty good. Video sparks probe of
That's a good
Sacramento
looking quarter.
officer takedown of, we just talked about that, the Sacramento dude. In tech news, this is the last two stories. More travelers entering U.S. are being asked for their cell phones and passwords.
That's right. Let me know what your business is. Yeah, when you're coming in the country and you're coming from out of the country somewhere else, I need to know who you is.
No. Even in America,
Well,
if they suspect you, they'd be like, "Can we see your cell phone and password?"
I get it.
So this conversation is going to be deleted. No.
No, but you know what though?
What was on NPR? That's where I got the story from.
Have y'all traveled? Anybody been in the airport lately?
Yeah, actually.
No, I don't.
I just got back from Seattle like a week and a half ago.
That airport travel now is a different thing. How the security and stuff is amazing. They watching closely, and I'm glad.
This last one is wireless industry lobbies state houses for access to street furniture.
What?
Instead of storing towers of cell phone towers, they want to put it on light posts, and they want to put cell phone connectors everywhere. So now they're gonna be able to track your butt.
They already tracking you.
No, but they track you really good now. But now it's gonna be like right there because they be like it could be within 4 or
I
5.
can't handle when my phone. I look at my phone and it says I'm at Underground Books.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you where I was.
The whole Snapchat.
No, I'm like, I didn't tell you I was here.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. They
So
built
now
in
they
a
wanna-
database right
Yeah, they want to put cell phone connectors everywhere.
Oh, that's crazy. I had a friend in New Jersey say, I know what the front of your house look like. I'm like, what?
Okay, because you on Google Earth.
It's like, no, I don't need all that. It's too much TMI.
All right, so that's Black Talk Sacramento number 30.
Number 30.
And we had the Diva Marketplace came through.
Yes.
The 1 year anniversary. Their show is coming up. What day is that?
That's on the 15th of April, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening at Carol's Books on Del Paso Boulevard.
So go there, check that out. And then we had Paul Willis and Fran, what's your name?
Tyson.
Paul Willis and Tyson.
Tyson
got a
came
last
in.
name?
Yeah.
Huh?
Tyson Brown.
Tyson Brown. This way so people
Brown
can find you to
through.
do that videotaping stuff.
Yeah.
So you can find me on Instagram at iFreelyCreate. And I have a website at www.freelycreate.com.
Okay, very cool. And then we have Paul Willis.
Yeah,
Paul
you
Willis.
can find me in these streets. No, you friend me on Facebook, Paul Willis. I am Paul Willis on Twitter.
Bandcamp everywhere.
Yeah, Bandcamp. Just type in my name and like hip hop or Sacramento, and like all my stuff will come up.
Is it like that, brother?
Yeah, it's
Just
it's
type
all,
in my name.
Yeah, it's all good. Like, whether it's through music or through my work in nonprofits or however, I'm open to connecting with people who want to build in a positive way. So,
Okay, very cool.
If you need someone to talk to.
All right, so that is number 30.
Number 30.
And Marichal is in
Texas.
in Houston, Texas, hanging out with family.
Dun,
And
dun,
I don't know where
dun, dun,
Antonio,
dun,
quote
dun,
unquote,
dun,
Harvey
dun,
is.
dun,
I'm pretty
dun,
sure he's
dun,
out
dun,
there
dun, dun,
reporting
dun,
on
dun,
something.
dun, dun, dun,
But this is
dun,
Black
dun,
Talk
dun,
Sacramento.
dun. Happy trails
reporting
to
from
you.
Underground Books. Happy
Until we-
trails. So, all right, peace.
Until we meet again. See ya.
All right.